Hey guys, AJYT Abbott here, and it is Game of Thrones Sunday. I'm sort of excited. I've never really watched Game of Thrones that much, but I do know some of the characters, and I know all of these characters we're about to talk about. So the big question for this final season is, who will be sitting on the Iron Throne? So, today I'm going to be looking at like 6 or 7 different characters that have a possibility of sitting on the Iron Throne. Now, of course, there's a possibility that none of these characters will sit on the Iron Throne. It's just a totally unknown character I don't know that will sit on there. But we're going to look at them anyway. Here we go. Now, the first one we're going to be talking about is Daenerys Targaryen. She has come a long friggin' way, as have most people on this video, because more than half, actually almost all of them on this list have been here since the beginning of the series. So Daenerys, her throne likeliness for me, and it's just a prediction by the way, is 50%. I think either she can be on the throne, or she can be with her dragons and just go somewhere else, or she can die. I just don't see her and Jon living through this show, especially because they're both Targaryen, so one of them is going to have to sit on the throne, and between her and Jon, she has a way higher probability than Jon, because they've actually teased Jon to die in the next poster that I'm going to be showing you guys. But in my opinion, Daenerys, she's come so far. I feel like she has fought and deserves sitting on the throne, so she has a high probability. Now, Jon. If you guys see what I'm talking about now, the first poster for Game of Thrones was Ned Stark, obviously, with the sword, like kind of like Jon has it. This is almost like the exact pose that Ned Stark makes in the poster for the first season of Game of Thrones. So they are teasing Jon's death, so that's why Jon's throne likeliness is very low, and it's lower than Daenerys at 40%. It's only 10% lower than Daenerys, but like I said before, Daenerys, between him and Daenerys, because they're both Targaryen, and they've said that, he's the heir to the Iron Throne, or he's an heir to the Iron Throne, like he could be the heir to the Iron Throne. I just don't see it unless Daenerys dies and some of the other people I have on this video just don't end up being on the throne or they die. Yeah, Jon's probably like the last resort for me almost. But there's 2 other ones that are lower than him. But in terms of main characters, like the big 3 or the big 4 between Arya, him, Daenerys, and Tyrion. He's that probability. Speaking of Tyrion, this is Tyrion Lannister. Throne likeliness is at 60% because I really feel like he has fought for this, and he's been prepping for the Iron Throne takeover. I don't know how well he can do in terms of going head to head against some of the other people on this list, like Night King or Arya or Jon or like Cersei. But him and Cersei are related, so it's either he's gonna die or Cersei's gonna die. And same with like Arya and Sansa. One of them has to sit on the throne, or else somebody else is, or then one of them's gonna die and one of them could possibly live, and then one of them could be on the throne. So it's the same case with Tyrion, but I really do think they have been setting him up to sit on that throne for a good while now, and I think he's earned it and he's fought for it. I just don't know how he'll do against others. Sansa. Speaking of Sansa, Sansa Stark. Sansa Stark. That's a tongue twister. Her throne likeliness for me is 55%. I feel like there is a good probability that she will sit on the throne. This is higher than Daenerys, because she's sort of like one that you would be like, oh yeah, Sansa's just kind of there. Like, hardly anybody really, there's not a lot of like Sansa fanboys out there. I mean, some people might really like her. They'd be like, "Oh man, Sansa's my favorite." But that's why if HBO and if Game of Thrones really wants to shock people, they will have Sansa sit on that throne in the final episode, and they'll either kill Arya off, or they'll just have her do her own thing. Because, like I said, it goes either way, you know, with some of these people that are related. One of them's gonna either die or sit on the throne or go somewhere else, you know. So it's the same case with Sansa. Cersei Lannister. Jesus. I really hate her. And part of my hate for her might contribute to the throne likeliness. I mean, if HBO wants to shock people, they'll have Cersei sit on the throne, but I really don't see that happening. I see Cersei either getting killed in season 8, or just running off, and you know, I guarantee Daenerys and like Tyrion, they're all gonna like rise up. Well, one of them will, and like come out with a big army, fight Cersei's army, because she's been building an army. In season 7, she was, you know, being like, come on guys, we gotta build an army, you know, we're gonna take over the Iron Throne in that next season. So I feel like, you know, since she's been building up an army, and there's been so much build up to her trying to get to the Iron Throne and killing all these people and just turning into a really evil person, they will either kill her off, or just have her run away at the sight of, like, Daenerys' dragons, or Jon's, or Tyrion's, or Cersei, Night King, and all their armies and stuff. So yeah, I don't see her sitting on the throne, really. Then there's Night King. He has a 40% likeliness, just like Jon, because Night King is sort of the main antagonist. I would see Cersei as the main antagonist, but you know, they've been building Night King up for so long now. I mean, like 2 or 3 seasons, right? And you know, this is the first real glimpse that we have seen of him. We haven't seen that much of the Night King. You know, we've seen him, you know, take on dragons and easily take down the wall with his people and everything. But I could see him sitting on the throne possibly if majority of the other characters on this list die. If majority of the other characters on this list die, he has a pretty good probability of sitting on the throne. I mean, I'm sure fans would be kind of upset and, you know, pissed because, 1, their favorite characters died, and 2, Night King sitting on the throne. But, yeah, if they really do want to have a major twist, even bigger than the Tyrion twist, they'll have him sit on the throne. But finally, we have Arya Stark. Arya is by far probably my second favorite character in the entire series. And this is opinion based, yes. But my love of Arya has nothing to do with her likeliness. I just really, really have a gut feeling that they will have a double twist, and she'll kill Cersei, you know, Jon and Daenerys, you know, they'll find out about their relations, and I bet they'll have a fight or something. And, you know, they'll try and take down the armies of the White Walkers and, you know, take on Night King. But at the end of it, after all the dust settles, after all of most of the characters have, you know, fought, and some of them have died, some of them have gone elsewhere, Cersei has either fled or died, Arya will be the one to sit on the throne, because she has been set up to sit on the throne since Ned Stark was decapitated. She owes this to Ned Stark to sit on that throne. So yeah, guys, this was my, basically theory, sort of. It's kind of a theory. It's a theory and a death predictions video all in one. So I do think there is no way that, like, there's maybe, like, a chance that 3 or 4 of the characters on this list will live. I don't see all of them on this list living, as Night King and Cersei. So thank you all very much for watching. Let me know if you guys are excited for Game of Thrones. See you guys next time.